You know what Jesus is. You don't have to go listen to that man tell you what you want to hear just because it tickles your ears. There's a cover charge and a 2-drink minimum. Give me 2 of them wines and 1 of them crackers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I got her. Hey baby. I sent that wine. Yeah. I got your communion on you, shorty. Yeah.
So a day or two ago, the boy Creflo Dollar did a video where he addressed Kevin Samuels towards the end of the video. At the 1 hour and 5 minute mark and like 40 seconds or something like that. He did it briefly, didn't mention his name. But the internet's been going crazy about it, so of course I'm gonna chime in. Now, if you don't know who Creflo Dollar is, he's one of those mega pastors that begs his congregation for a bunch of money so he can buy a private jet. This man literally bought a private jet, and hence the nickname Mr. G6 or Pastor G6. So let's get into it. He basically mentions Kevin Samuels to the congregation, doesn't say his name, but says certain things that insinuate very strongly that that's who he's discussing. Kevin Samuels responds, and that's what we're going to get into right now. So enjoy.
Damn. Yeah. When you start having VIP membership in church, there's a damn problem. I said it. And who said it before I did? The very Jesus you said you believe in. Jesus was the original gangster. Came in there kicking over the tables and stuff. Whoa, don't get oh. You picked the right one, G6. You picked the right one.
So of course, pastors are going to feel threatened by Kevin Samuels because sometimes he talks about scripture and his background with the Bible and the background in church and being over church ministries in the past. So it was just a matter of time before these prominent pastors was going to come to Kevin Samuels to get attention and to increase awareness of their perspective, trying to reel in more women into their congregation. And you already know. But it's kind of like one of those situations where it's like, be careful what you wish for because you don't want to disturb the beehive over here because we got facts and statistics on our side and you just got hopes, dreams, wishes, and selling people a dream to buy jets.
Keep messing with me. Shots fired. This is light work. Mess with me again. Say something again. Because you are going not against the man. You're going against the men. Men that you need to help you build and run this world. When are you guys going to realize that it's more than just about a man sitting here? It's about the men.
A lot of these suckers going against men in the manosphere and Kevin Samuels is doing it for financial reasons because they know women have the majority of spending power. Not have the majority of spending power, but do the majority of the buying. The economy, economically, they spend more money than men. So they want to cater to the women and throw the middle finger up to us, disingenuously for financial reasons. That's what this video calls to as well because that's the majority of these cats. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say no names. I've said their names in the past, but you know who it is. You know what I'm saying? It's the same playbook.
Many of you have been led astray, bamboozled, run amok by the very people that you put the most faith into. You look around, and the very people you care about the most, who have been telling you, get out there, go get an education, do what you want to do. They have been leading you around. They have been leading you astray. That in order to have a real conversation, especially between black men and black women, 2 things were going to have to happen. 1, a real, honest conversation between black men and black women. And another regarding the black church. Somebody who was raised in church, baptized at 5, grew up Baptist, and I think I've shared before that I've been in church a lot of my life. I have seen our community change. And one of the things I talk about is how womanist, feminist doctrine has creeped its way into the church, right along with this whole thing with prosperity preaching and gospel, where everything is cool and there's nothing wrong. When I was growing up, to be a single mother was a thing, but you didn't sit on the front row with 3 kids by 4 different dudes and holler at the pastor. So you look right now, so many men have left the church, but you know what? Before we get into it, let's go ahead and, what is this?
No accountability at all. Whatever you do is golden. Just keep giving me the money. That's what's being addressed right now. You're about to pull out that Bible and get cracking. Meet you on your own terms, you know what I'm saying? This is round 1 right now, round 1.
This is my grandmother's Bible, because if you had a praying grandma like I did, see, this is a Bible that has real work in it. That's when you know you grew up. When you got real work in a Bible. You picked the right one, G6. You picked the right one. You know, when you've been in the prayer closet so much that your Bible is battered. Your sword has seen some action. Some of my most ardent critics and detractors happen to be from the very cloth, the very place where I learned right from wrong, good from bad, up from down. But you know what? Make no mistake. The ones that are really against what's going on over here, it's not about right or wrong, headship, divine order. Because, I mean, what do I really talk about over here? Men need to handle their business and women need to be in their place with men. The value of family, the family unit, the communities, building and competing. But I find it funny that some of the largest, most ardent critics of mine tend to be the most Bible-thumping people you got. Because it ain't about religion. It's about money. And the kind of stuff we talk about over here is starting to hit people in the pocketbook.
People want to see results in real life. People want to see their practicality and the advice you're giving them. Faith without works is dead. You can't just be out here hoping and wishing. You know what I'm saying? You got to put some action in with it. And that's what's coming to fruition. So when you just lead people in a circle, lead people astray, and just gaming them up the whole time, they ain't never going to get no results. That's why it presents a problem for you, because someone that actually is getting them results is direct competition to your money mission.
See, it's all right if you go on over and let somebody tickle your ears and let them tell you their version of the gospel Christian light, and let them tell you what they think you need to hear, so they can get the building fund, the church fund, the this and that paid for. They wonder that seems to be some of these guys want to be the only influence black women have in their lives. That's why there are no black men in the church, because they get tired of seeing women sit there and swoon behind these married men, telling them, get out there, live your best life. God wants the best for you. By the way, buy me this. Buy me that, buy me this, buy me that, get it this. I'm going to believe God. Well, guess what? Since you can believe God, I'm going to believe God too. I'm going to believe God that I know the difference between right and wrong, and I'm going to believe that you have been lying.
Pastors are where pimps got their swag from. Like, pastors and pimps is extremely similar. You know what I'm saying? They be having the nice fly suits, the hats, the Benzes, the Cadillacs. That's where I solemnly swear that has to be where pimps get their game from. Pimps talk a lot like pastors. Pastors talk a lot like pimps. So why would dudes want to be in the church following behind some man with a fly suit that all the women is fawning over? That's a married man that be sleeping with the congregation a lot of the times. Man, it's just being a player in a lot of situations. The dudes getting cashed out by these chicks, you know what I'm saying? Get cashed out by the congregation, you know what I'm saying? Just off that conversation. Like, hey, fly me out around the nation. You know what I'm talking about? Like, or don't say Nathan, for real.
Because it's been brought to my attention that I'm a false prophet. And the things I'm talking about are the very end of days. You know, the nerve it takes to be as dismissive of some of these folks I've heard, and just kind of mention an offhand comment that somebody told me about something and so forth. Now, ain't nobody told you about nothing. You know exactly you know exactly where you heard my name. You watch and you've heard, because women in these places are going back and saying, look at here, I'm a Christian, but I'm not getting the outcomes I want. Where are all the men in the church? Matter of fact, where are my tithes and offers going for?
Yeah, you watch, because they watch Kevin Samuels. They come back to you like, hey, Mr. Only Black Man in my life that I respect, how come I ain't getting no dude? You told me that I'm a baby mama and it's all good, and I could get a dude because I'm forgiven. You told me that I could be 500 pounds and get the man of my dreams if I just pray about it. So what's going on? Why ain't this working? Why is this what this dude's saying taking the world by storm? Why is this dude famous? Why are people getting results from him? Why are people getting married because of his advice? Why, like, what's the disconnect? What's going on? What's going on? You keep getting them questions over and over. After a while, you're going to get pissed off. Like, man, I got to knock this dude off his high horse or I'm going to be out of business. You know what I'm saying? You better switch up the business model, big homie.
I got this dog, but you and yours got everything. What's going on? Why can't we seem to, too many questions. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. So what I'm going to suggest is, when you start getting to the point of outright hypocrisy, going in one breath talk about, in order to get yourself a millionaire, you need to do this, and in another breath, sit there and ask the very people in your church to get you a six. You know what? Back up. Why am I so passionate about this topic? Because I've been talking about it long before I was popular.
Just like I've been covering Kevin Samuels videos long before he was this popular. I was doing Kevin Samuels videos at like 70,000 subscribers, 60,000 subscribers. I said Meg Thee Stallion was a 6 like a year and a half ago. Before he said it, before any of you dudes. Like, I've been saying a lot of this stuff that he says before I even heard him say it, before any of you dudes start saying it. You know what I'm saying? It's just trend setting going on over here, baby. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
My aunt, God rest her soul, like a lot of women, praying folks. And I watched a lot of women in my very city religiously watch religious broadcasting, TBN, Benny Hinn. I'm not going to name a bunch of these people because I'm not going to give them airtime. But some of the very people who got the nerve to kind of make offhanded comments about me, folks that I know was giving their last dime. I'm talking about people living on disability and government assistance. But they would make sure that they had a check right on down to Atlanta. I have no problem with preachers and pastors getting paid. I don't. I really don't. I don't have that problem. I'm not the type of person that believes that the pastor should drive a horse and buggy. However, I'm also about outcomes. And when I can sit back and watch the very women we claim to love and care about so much come to church every Sunday faithfully on their knees praying for a man that God has never promised them he's going to send. And while you got these very folks up in the front of you telling you, keep coming, keep being faithful, keep this, keep that, when there are no practical things in these organizations to make it happen. How actively are these churches promoting coupling between singles? Because from what I've seen, it's mostly marriage ministry, kids ministry, and the women's ministry.
Everything catered toward keeping married couples together in the church, catered to women, and catered to children, which are usually attached to single mothers.
So it's the end of days. Well, it is the end of days. It's the end of days because men have left the church because they are tired of so many of our women believing that they got to be strong, independent, don't need no man, and that so many of your men has become the government and Jesus. But then you got these people telling you that this is exactly where you need to be. You want to know where you need to be? Stop paying. Stop paying those tithes. Start investing in yourself. If you want to do your works, do your works. You you should give 10%. It didn't say where you got to give it. And that's what this comes down to. A lot of this stuff comes down to money. When women are starting to get a message of improving yourself to make yourself a better match for the kind of man you want, they know if they get a man, that man is going to bring sober-mindedness, logic. He's not going to just be so quick to say, no, wait a minute. Why? Like I was on Instagram and I did that whole bit about the church. When the men come back, they start doing an audit. They want to know where's the building fund, this, that, such and so, too many questions.
Yeah, it comes back down to accountability. Them women in your congregation get a man in their life, start coming to church asking you questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what's up with this jet? What's up with this building fund money that just keeps accumulating in the millions? What you doing over here? What's up with these meetings you having with these women? What's up with this? What's up with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, make you a little uncomfortable, make you sweat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get more men with these women. All of a sudden, these women gonna start leaving out because they got leadership. You don't need to be led by no random dude to tell you to interpret the Bible for you. Your man is supposed to be your spiritual leader. Especially if you got a husband, your husband's supposed to be your spiritual leader, not no random dude at no random church. Like, it's cool if you ain't got a man in the picture, but at the end of the day, that's the road that's going to be taken. That's what it is.
If you are at a place of worship on Sundays and they're not talking about what you need to do to get better, if you look to the right, look to the left, look to the front, look to the back, and all you see is women, then you got to ask yourself a question. Where's all this outcome these people you're supposed to be getting? Because it ain't, though the men don't exist. I think this show and so many other shows has really proven beyond a shadow of doubt, the problem ain't the men.
So the thing about the manosphere and Kevin Samuels that a lot of people that don't understand is he's been holding men accountable forever. We've been holding men accountable forever. We get on each other. We tell each other, get on your purpose, get your money right, get your skill, get your trade, get your education. Stop being a punk, stop being a sucker, stop being weak with women. This is a place of accountability. So the fact that we happen to be holding women accountable, we're doing the same thing we do to ourselves. So when you say you guys hate women and you guys bash women and blah, 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 that's like saying we bash ourselves. We want to see you improve. We want to see ourselves improve. That's why we want to see you improve. We want to see ourselves improve. We want to see our situation as a whole improve. So we're not bashing, we're improving. This is the way we deal with each other, and that's the way we're dealing with y'all. And that's what we know how to do, because at the end of the day, that soft talk ain't going to help nothing, ain't going to change nothing, ain't going to motivate nothing. Sometimes you got to put your foot, figuratively, of course, not literally, up somebody's ass to get them to move and get some fire on their ass, because things are just getting worse and worse. Y'all get more overweight, y'all get more combative. You think it's cute. I don't know what the hell that came from. Y'all gonna end up just having to deal with each other, because we ain't gonna have it. Some of y'all smart soaking in this game, but the ones that ain't, that just want to be combative and just want to feel comfortable. See, you can't make progress being comfortable. You got to get uncomfortable to make progress. And a lot of y'all just don't want to be uncomfortable, so you will make every excuse in the book to invalidate correct information at the end of the day. But this information is going to help you. It's just tough love. That's just what it is.